and welcome everyone to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Craig Nolan.
Go USA! I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
USA.
All the way.
Enthusiasm. We have some enthusiasm here. Reigning USA.
Right.
You have a gold medal yet? It won't be long, I'm sure.
In spirit and emotion.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Here we go with another show somewhere around the early middle part of August 2016.
Going fast.
How did that happen? Okay. Here we go, our News and Community Bulletin Board segments, CBB, as usual, and Adele is here with...
It's easy being green.
Yes, she is. I mentioned our CBB, Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute segment, the BHM, News for Seniors, and is it Miriam? Yes, Miriam's talking with someone tonight, her friends, her new friends, and a little message from the powers that be here at AIM, about how all of you can help us all out here at AIM. And that's our show. But before we go, here's a social media reminder.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And yes, the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. Craig.
We're out there, so check us out. Here we go, the first of our news items. Well, county police have just recently arrested 6 people who tried to rob a home. The group of young men between the ages of 17 and 19 tried to rob a home in the 3000 block of Military Road on August 4th. They broke in through a back door and then threatened the homeowners while brandishing a handgun, knife, and pepper spray. They took items from the house as well as cash. At around midnight on August 5th, police were called to a nearby location because of a fight. They stopped a vehicle in the area which was occupied by 5 of the suspects in this previous robbery. The 6th suspect was found walking on the road later on. Detectives are still gathering information and evidence on this case. If you have any information that might be of help to them, they're asking you to give them a call. Here's their number, 1-866-411-TIPS or 1-866-411-8477. You can also email the detective in charge at RMUNIZA at arlingtonva.us. Daniel.
And Craig, while one household was robbed, another just made a windfall. Someone in or who passed through Arlington just won with a Powerball lottery ticket. The ticket matched the first 5 numbers and is worth $1 million. It was purchased at the 7-Eleven at 4223 Fairfax Drive in Ballston and was announced at the end of July. There was no first place jackpot winner at the drawing. According to the Virginia Lottery, the odds of matching the first 5 numbers are 1 in 11,688,054. The 7-Eleven store that sold the ticket gets a $10,000 bonus from the lottery. Those are some big odds, right, Craig?
Not bad, and not a bad deal for the store either, just for selling the ticket. Not bad. All right, thanks, Daniel. Here we go also in our news items. Well, when it comes to holding on to money, we do pretty well here in Arlington County. The county has the 11th lowest personal bankruptcy rate of all U.S. counties. NerdWallet recently reported that Arlington had 72.67 personal bankruptcy filings for every 100,000 people between 2015 and 2016. That translates to about 160 total bankruptcies in Arlington each year. Ector County, Texas has the lowest rate in the country with 34.5 filings per 100,000 people. On the other end of the spectrum, Shelby County, Tennessee has the highest rate with 1,285,83 bankruptcy filings per 100,000 people. The median rate out of 587 counties was 224 filings per 100,000 people. Hope you got all that. Daniel.
It's a lot of information, Craig.
Numbers.
A lot of numbers, yeah.
Love those numbers. Your turn.
My turn. Well, Craig, a 40-year-old Arlington resident is now running for president of the United States. Arlingtonian Evan McMullen is a CIA veteran Ted Speaker, current Chief Policy Director for the House Republican Conference. Craig.
And finally, here we go. A local resident may be taking an unexpected star turn, but you can watch some actual celestial bodies coming up Thursday and Friday, August 11 and 12. Up to 150 shooting stars will streak across Virginia's skies, and we invite you to check that out. We'll be back with our our CBBs, right after we hear from Adele Quo and
It's Easy Being Green.
Here's EBG.
EBG.
There's an acronym for that.
CBB. CBB is
Lots of
after
letters.
EBG.
Well, welcome
There you go,
Arlington
Adele.
to another It's Easy Being Green. On August 2nd, I checked out the giant stinky corpse flower that bloomed for about 86 hours at the U.S. Botanic Gardens. It took 6 years for this plant to create enough energy for the spectacular 7-foot 4-inch bloom show. Yes, 7 foot 4 inch. But botanists gave corpse flower the Latin name Amorphophallus titanium, which translates to giant misshapen penis. So a British guy made up the name Titan Arum for his BBC series to avoid offending viewers. As poster child for badass plants, weirdly seductive corpse flower fascinates people with its superlatives. It's persnickety and elusive, gigantic, and stinky. Let's not allow the rare corpse flower to fade from people's memory after the media frenzy has died down. Let's welcome the publicity. It helps people connect with more plants and the environment. Amorphophallus titanium grows naturally only on the island of Sumatra in Indonesia, and its rainforest habitat is under massive threat from deforestation. Although corpse flower is found around the world in greenhouses, it's very difficult to cultivate for those of you thinking of buying one online. If you're drawn to the weird and wacky, you can still grow the corpse flower's native relative in our gardens. Bring cousin Jack in the Pulpit on screen, everyone, and let's give Erythema triphyllum some respect. Equally beguiling, Jack in the Pulpit is a Northern Virginia native. Here are the reasons why you should make some room for Jack in your garden. It's found normally in our bottomland wood forests. It's very easy to cultivate in our gardens and makes an excellent woodland garden plant. It can tolerate heavy shade and coexist under black walnuts. Deer will not eat this plant. In April through early summer, large hooded flowers appear that act as a kettle trap of pollinating insects. Kids enjoy the curious flowers, and the leaves lend an almost tropical aura to the plant. In late summer, a cluster of bright red berries appear. Like its famous gigantic relative, if grown from seed, it can take 5 years for it to flower. And the flowers may emanate a faint scent that resembles stagnant water or fungi to attract gnats, but it's very difficult for humans to detect. So remember, it's Easy Being Green, celebrating that giant stinky corpse flower and our Northern Virginia native relative, Jack in the Pulpit.
All right,
Wow.
thanks, Adele.
Thank
I like
you,
the
Adele.
Jack in the Pulpits. They're really cool, and they're I see them down at Windy Run quite often.
Oh, cool, so you're familiar with it.
I know, I love Jack in the Pulpits,
It's
and
cool
they're a
flower.
bit more conservative with that little flap over the top than the Corpus Aurum, and it's huge. phallic thing
Exactly,
there,
but still quite a pretty flower.
I saw pictures of that, but I didn't quite have the aroma that you experienced. when
Very
you went
faint.
down.
Oh, the stinky one?
Yeah, the real
It's
deal.
pretty bad.
You said it
Yeah,
was
I got a little nauseous.
quite pungent.
Yes,
but,
I have to
we
say.
appreciate you suffering through
The
that.
the sacrifice that you have to do, right?
I know,
right.
that one was tough.
Thanks so much, Adele. We appreciate
Adele.
it. All right, here we go with, as promised now, our CBB, or Community Bulletin Board file. Well, for you poets out there, a poetry workshop is being held at Shirlington Branch Library. That's coming up Monday, August 15, from 7 to 8 in the evening. The informal group of local poetry writers write, read, and experience original poetry and exchange constructive criticism. They meet every third Monday of the month, except on holidays. For more information, give them a call. Information should be on your screen there, 703-228-6545. Daniel.
Seems like a great program, right, Craig?
Yeah, it is. Your turn.
Absolutely. Well, a walk-in plant clinic with master gardeners of Northern Virginia will take place on the first floor of the Central Library near the welcome desk. Expert garden talks will continue on Wednesday evenings until October the 26th. Bring your questions, go home with answers, and seeds. For more information, just give them a call at 703-228-5990. Craig.
And also in our CBB file, there we go. In our CBB file on Sunday, August 21, you can check out a Jobseeker Lab and mini class. This will introduce online job seekers, give you the basics for looking for a job. With this short presentation, you'll learn a little bit more about searching for a job online. The class requires no advanced registration. After this mini class, you can stay and work on your online job search as part of the Sunday Jobseeker Lab. Advanced registrants to Sunday Jobseeker Lab have priority access to the computers. It will take place coming up at Cyber Center on Columbia Pike Branch Library from 6 to 6:30. For more information, give them a call. Number should be on your screen, 703, I'm sorry, yeah, is it 703? Well, it says 705, I'm not sure. 228-5990. Next, Daniel.
Well, Craig, the Prevent Cancer Foundation is holding a 5K race on Sunday, September the 25th, from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will be held at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., near the Navy Yard stop on the Green Line. They are looking for dedicated, energetic volunteers to make the event a success. Volunteer opportunities include helping warm up the participants, serving as road marshals along the course, and cheering on the Walker runners teams over the 3.1 miles, passing out Subway sandwiches and handing out water. For more information, just call Kimberly Jappel. That's at 703-837-3689. You can also check out their website. That is preventcancer5k.org.
All right, Daniel, and we'll be back with our News for Seniors file right after Nort Beckerman and another installment of his Brain Healthy Minute. Here's Nort.
I'm Nort Beckerman, author of A User's Guide to a Healthy Brain. Your brain is your control center. To operate effectively, it needs oxygen, water, protein, unsaturated fat, and glucose. Your circulating blood brings these things to your brain, keeping tissues alive and cells functioning. But blood can be toxic to brain tissues and cells if it's not delivered properly. So your brain has evolved a network of vessels that deliver the blood. You can look at it like it was a network of national and state highways and local roads. Highways and roads need to be maintained, and so do the arteries and capillaries that carry your blood. If they're not kept soft, flexible, open, and free of plaque, blood delivery is reduced, which reduces their function. The inner carotid artery on each side of your neck provides a path for freshly pumped blood to reach your brain. When the blood reaches your brain, it's routed to smaller regional arteries. The smaller regional arteries deliver it to capillaries. Capillaries, which are very small vessels, deliver the blood to the functioning neurons. It all works well as long as the blood is pumping and flows unrestricted to its designated location. However, if the arteries or capillaries become blocked or leak, the blood won't get where it needs to go, and the cells it feeds slow down or stop functioning. This could affect vision, hearing, speaking, writing, limb movement, physical appearance, or even cognitive function. If this happens, you've had a full-blown stroke. There are frequently early warning signs in the form of temporary episodes of dizziness, confusion, or blurry vision. These episodes are referred to as temporary ischemic attacks, or TIA. TIA should alert you to the fact that something's wrong. You need to see your doctor. If you think you're having a TIA or stroke, don't hesitate. Get to the nearest hospital quickly. If a stroke is treated in the first 90 minutes, damage can be minimized and even repaired. Remember, exercise, private diet, sleep, and continued learning are key to an effectively functioning brain. You can learn more at my website www.ybhc.info. I'm Nort Beckerman. I'll see you next time for a Brain Healthy Moment.
That one. All right, our own Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute. Always some good information there
Thank you,
about
Nort.
what's going on inside your cranium up there. Thanks, Nort. Okay, as we go, as Promise now, here's our News for Seniors segment. Well, the aging process that seems to catch all of us sooner or later causes us to change in many, many different ways. Learn to provide your body with the right nutrients to stay healthy and active. Virginia Cooperative Extension food nutrition expert Katie Strong will discuss how eating well and a well-balanced diet can keep you at your best and help you age a little healthier. That will take place on Monday, August 15 from 11 to noon at Langston Brown. There are numbers on your screen there, 703, I did it again, Heff, 703-228-6300 for details. Heff, I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
Well, Heff could probably do this as well.
Well, Craig, Laura Hale and Jennifer Coffer from the American Lung Association will lead a lively discussion on topics related to lung health. We will discuss smoking cessation, air quality, and lung cancer. Learn something new about lungs and what you can do to keep them in good shape. It all happens on Monday, August the 15th from 1 to 2 p.m. at Culpeper Garden Senior Center. Give them a call at 703-228-4403 for more information. Craig.
And also in our News for Seniors file, there we go. Hot summer days are the perfect time to enjoy an afternoon cinema and a refreshing root beer float. I love root beer floats.
Me too.
All this coming up at Langston Brown on Monday, August 15 from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. They will be showing, and check this out, The Martian, which is a great film, rated PG-13. For more information and to register, call Langston Brown at 703-228-6300. Daniel.
Come on down with the root beer float.
Come on down and get your root beer float.
Well, Craig, the Butterfly Garden at Lee Community Center is a collaborative effort with the surrounding community and the Arlington County Department of Parks and Recreation. Butterfly Gardens adds beauty, encourage the use of native plants, and are great tools for learning about our local environment. Steve Muniz, director of the Lee Arts Center, will teach a ceramics workshop where participants will collect plant specimens and create ceramic plant identification markers to help educate the public on the vegetation growing in the Butterfly Garden. It all takes place on Wednesday, August the 17th from 10:30 to 12:30 p.m. Give them a call at 703-228-0555 for more information.
Butterfly gardens are cool.
Yes.
Gotta love a butterfly. All right, we'll be back with Miriam Gennari, but first, here's some information on... Oh, it is Miriam now? Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, okay. Take two. I stand corrected. Here's Miriam Gennari and her Sustainable Scoop.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. My guest today is Olivia Tripp Morrow. She is a local artist, and she's using sustainable materials to create works of art. Welcome, Olivia.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Olivia, before we get into some of the beautiful works that you've got on exhibit right now, can you tell us a little bit about how you decided to make art a career?
Sure. Well, I grew up in Alexandria, Virginia, and I come from a family of artists. So my mom is an art therapist, and my dad is a writer and photographer, and my sister is a musician and also a fantastic cook. So the arts have always been supported and encouraged my family.
I love the culinary arts. Don't get me wrong. No, I'm just kidding. So was there something that really inspired you or encouraged you to say, yes, this is the career I want?
Well, I've been lucky to have several really great mentors in my life. And Leslie Rousseau was my art teacher in high school, and she helped me build a portfolio for art school, and she told me that I was a real artist. So that was an early experience of really feeling empowered.
Well, that's talent at our local school, T.C. Williams, right?
Yep.
All right. Now, you are talented in many different types of art, but what we're going to talk about today is particularly display art. How did you get into that, installation display art?
So I started out actually at Syracuse as a painting and illustration major, and ended up switching to sculpture because I found that I was able to experiment with many different materials and processes, and that was important to me at the time. So from there, in sculpture, I realized that with installation, I was able to transform an entire room and create an experience for people with materials that could be meaningful and totally different.
And now tell me about the moment when you were discovered.
So at Art All Night, Nuit Blanche, DC, that's sort of when things took off for me post undergrad. So Leslie Lundgren from the Strathmore invited me to apply to a show there at the Strathmore Mansion. And from there, I was asked to do something for National Institute of Health, and then again, showed the same piece again at Anne Marie. So it's really grown from there.
It just took off, right? And so when you take your art to a big venue like the Strathmore, and then you need to take it down and take it to the Anne Marie Sculpture Garden, is it the same piece when you're done?
So it's the same piece, but it feels almost like a different piece. Each time I install it, it's totally different depending on the light that the building gets, the walls and ceilings. Each building also has its own sort of code as to whether or not you can drill into walls, so it's got its own challenges. And it's very labor intensive to install this stuff.
This is not something you do all alone.
So I did do the Strathmore pretty much alone, but I had a little bit of help. But the more help, the better. To have someone else to sort of climb up the ladder, hold the piece, and I'd sort of tell them where to adjust.
So now the piece that you did there called Stretch, you also took that concept with smaller projects like at NIH. So how do you capture the same movement and expression in a much smaller venue?
Yeah, so the piece that's at the National Institute of Health right now is much smaller. It's the same process, though, which is inviting women to donate their clothing, which may have meaning or sentimentality. And I cut that into strips and wrap it around the fabric, wrap the fabric around the sculptures. And I think that that's still very meaningful for people.
Okay, well, the exhibit that just came down, but that I really was excited about was the Feminicity. And yet, when I tried to look up Feminicity, my computer kept trying to autocorrect. So what is Feminicity? What does that mean, that exhibit? What does it mean to you?
So Feminicity is a term that was used in the mid-1800s to describe basically the condition of being a woman. So it sort of tried to define what was a woman. And I just find that each woman has her own very different experiences and individuality, and you can't just pare someone down to a single definition of what that should be. So I'm reappropriating the term to be something empowering for women.
And using their clothes that were donated. I mean, this can evoke a memory, and not just women, but men too.
Yeah, it could. I mean, the idea is to weave and wrap together the experiences of many different women, but I do want all communities to sort of be a part of the conversation around those experiences.
Okay, well, you're not just a struggling artist, but you do struggle to get your work seen and also to find clients. So can you do this for organizations or for companies if they're looking for a dynamic piece of work? And how do you, make it particular to a location?
So each time that I make something, the more I know about the space, the better, but I will absolutely work with whatever I have. And if someone wanted to contact me, they could go to my website, which is otmorrow.com.
Okay, otmorrow.com, got it.
And contact me.
And then what about upcoming works? Where can we see your work?
So I have a show right now. Actually, Feminicity will be up until September 16th, and it'll be changing till then. And then Stretch will be in Canada in October for the World of Threads Festival, just outside Toronto.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your wonderful work. I'm so glad you came to share it with us. Will you come back?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. That was Olivia Tripp Morrow, and I'm Miriam Gennari, and that's the Sustainable Scoop. Thanks for watching. Back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Miriam. Another edition of her Sustainable Scoop, speaking with Olivia Tripp Morrow and looking at some of her artistic endeavors. Very nice. Thanks, Miriam. Okay, tonight we have a special message for all of our viewers. It's a chance to let some important people know how you feel about what we do here every week. So here it is. Take a look.
I'm Heff Munson. I currently produce two shows on Arlington Independent Media. One of these is Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News, which has been an honored television tradition for 35 years. The other one is Late Night Filler, which is, well, probably more like a drinking game. Arlington Independent Media's contract with Arlington County is coming up for renewal soon, and our future is uncertain. That's why I am asking you to take a few minutes to write to the county board and to let them know what the shows on AIM mean to you as a viewer. I'm not here to feed you any canned message, just drop them a line to let them know how you feel about what we do. You can address your message to Libby Garvey or any other county board member with whom you want to communicate at the following address: Arlington County Board, 2100 Clarendon Boulevard, Suite 300, Arlington, Virginia, 22201, or you can email all 5 county board members at once and save a stamp at countyboard@arlingtonva.us. Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks, Heff.
Thank you, Heff.
Heads up for all of you viewers out there and would-be viewers. Keep watching us. We'll keep doing it here every week. Okay. We're gonna say goodbye now? It's time to say goodbye already?
Already?
Well, I think
Come
that
on,
means
Heff.
it's-
I'm so glad we had this chance together. Okay, so that's our that's our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it, and we thank all of you for watching. And next week, if you're there, we'll be here to try it all again. Have a safe week. Take care.
Go USA!
Go Nats!